This is a continuation of another video, another broadcast that I did, and I would like to possibly maybe conjoin the two later on. I'm going to look in my video assortments and see if I can't actually go in there and video dial all those two videos. Important discussion. The last one that I made, I cut it and was able to edit it. So I kind of have a little roundabout idea how I'm going to go about connecting the two so that I can make it the one video that I was looking for. Before I was interrupted on the last one, if I get interrupted now, I'm just going to stop it now, not get irritated. I'm going to come back and I'll refinish it. And like I said, I'll conclude it with another video and I'll learn how to staple them together. So anyhow, I'm doing this video right here in particular. I'm gonna try to not take a long time doing it if I can. I'm a mumbler. I'm a type of person that likes to talk, obviously. So anytime I get an opportunity or a window to do that, I just hope I'm not naive and don't take it for granted, and hope that I do a good job and don't waste people's times. All right. So right now, my move is today I'm working against what I would consider as a Christian person, against evil and probably the world for the most part, which I don't take everybody to be, in every religious perspective, to be evil. I just don't. I think of it more of I would like to be able to convince people what I'm talking about is truthful, and to bring people along with what I'm saying more. But evidently, I'll be probably talking to a lot of people that already believe in the Bible, how I believe. So I'm hoping that I'm reaching people other than the choir. And in particular, the acquired part though that I am trying to focus on in particular is I want to instruct people with one message, and that is what they've been teaching everybody, because we're talking about the end of times and revelations before it happens. There's several things that come to pass, and there's already things that bear, like Israel had been made a state. They were took back into their homeland, and the world recognized them, except for who? I know that they didn't recognize Japan, and I'm pretty sure that there's somebody in the pack with all the rest of the countries that helped initially with the United States get Israel back into their home country. There's one there that doesn't recognize them or something. I'll have to research that. But that's not what I'm talking about in particular. I'm just talking about the fact that they went back into their homeland is in the Bible. And that's way before we had this discussion, way before automobiles and aeroplanes and all of this crazy technology that we have. And we're trying to open up and nitpick the Bible, not because, me personally, because I have a problem with God or don't think He exists. I believe that I get a little bit more insight, maybe because of my belief. Will maybe you pay attention to things a little bit more, and you're able to put that into your Christian narrative and your perspective that you have, that you've been taught. So I just want to talk. Uh, I see that I had on my list. I wanted to talk about atheists, but I have absolutely no idea what I want to talk about atheists or to them about. The only thing that I said to them recently was, "You guys get supported by Christians so much to go ahead and be an atheist and just do whatever you want, and we accept you, but you don't accept us." It's almost like atheists do, but the ones that come up and make a big deal in the courts and try to take religious plaques down and put their whatever that spaghetti crap atheist thing in there is just a joke. And I wouldn't think that most atheists, you know, think that joke's very funny. I don't know if they do that they don't, but at the same time, it's almost as if the people that are acting atheists are not actually atheists, and they're actually from some kind of cult or something like that. But I wish there was a way that you could go back and really research these people and find out exactly who they are and what church they go to, because I guarantee you atheists that come up and test religion and Christ and Christianity, they are denouncing God in that for another reason altogether. An actual atheist would not care, because there's not enough Christians, and there's no Christians as far as I know, that are pushing religion other than you thinking, oh, this guy's another quirky Christian coming up here trying to preach religion to me. But the fact is when people die, that is what is mentioned when they go to hell. When people go to hell, it's a real true thing, and people won't want to act like it's non-existing. But it's one of the things that's discussed, is that we're, as Christians, we're like, well, we want to know as ourselves, how many times was that person told the word and they just didn't want anything to do with it. And there has to be a way where you can, at least discuss this stuff with people, and them not get irate with you or think that you're cramming it down their throat. But they definitely need to hear it, because those people go to hell. And what I do believe, that because the Bible says that people who go to hell are going to remain there for all of eternity, there is an exclusion to that, and it is the people that have not been reached to Jesus. They want to talk about like Jesus came to the Americas back when he was here. I have no idea about any of that. All I know is that there is demons, and they come into play, and they can do a lot of the same types of things, but they're tricked. They like to focus in on tricking people. So they were taught whatever they were taught was something other than a Christian, or other than somebody who actually knows what God is instructing people and what He really means um, to explain to these people. So there's people out there that have died, Indians, other tribal type of people that are in hell, and a lot of them are going to deny it. When the three prophets we're talking about now, that's how we're dragging the three prophets into this in the time scenario. It says two end-day prophets is what I read, was reading about, but I was taught at one point that they say that there's two, but we all talk about three for some reason, and I'd like to get to the bottom of why that is. It's just like the same thing that people debate, where Christ comes back in the rapture. Does he come back 3.5 years into the tribulation, or does he come at the very beginning before it starts? I'm one that believes that he comes before it starts, but we'll have to see. And anyway, so these end-day prophets, I'm trying to explain this video, or what I'm talking about right now in particular, has a lot more to do with what people are not told. So they want to focus in on heaven and hell and scare people with religion and the sheer reality that we all know. We all know there's a reality. If you're not saved, if it really is real, what I'm describing, how I believe, then there's a lot of people that are going to be in trouble, and they're in trouble right now. And a lot of it has to do with, I don't consider people ungodly men or anything like that until I can get a sense of who they are and where they're coming from and what they do. And then it's more of than just an opinion and me trying to be judgmental. Then I'm actually aware of who somebody is. So I try and stay in that sense and not be judgmental at all, even at gay people. And I'm a Christian, and basically I believe that I'm not supposed to believe in being homosexual or homosexuality, but I still don't give homosexuals a bad time. I'm not one that would, except if they have some kind of interest. with me and my body in particular, then I would ask them. It's something that I don't feel that I get irate about. I think it's something that I truly am sincere, and I would say, well, please don't do that. Please don't look at me like a sex object unless you're hot, blonde, have a girl mechanism here, and you're straight. And also, I believe in marriage, so going around and fornicating, which I'm not gonna deny or admit. I'm just gonna say I believe it's wrong, but we're all human beings. So anyhow, this focus that I have right now, in particular, I told you I have a knack for talking, and I'll sit there and talk forever if you let me. Other times I scare people because I also do this other thing where it's a complete 180 in reverse of that, and I'll sit there and not say a word. I'll just be completely quiet. So I want to talk about the prophets because what they're talking about is they're talking about stuff that isn't going to make people aware. Part of how there's a lot of people that fall away, that fell away, who won't be able to come back to the word, are not taught about things like the prophets and a few more things that impact the world and everything before the world begins to come to an abrupt end, in a sense of how we know it today. It'd be completely different, not a dissolved world, not a decayed world. It could look pretty bad for a while, in my own opinion, but I think there's going to be 1,000 years that they're talking about in the Bible when the devil is cast into the lake of fire. The lake of fire. The bottomless pit. Which one comes first? The bottomless pit comes first, and then he's cast into the lake of fire after 1,000 years. He's in hell, and then him and all the evil beings and everything that's still with him come back and try and do one more battle with the good, to try to overthrow the universe and make it a strongly renowned evil dimension. So they want to make our world an evil dimension. So I'm not trying to save anybody's soul or anything like that. I would like to, but I'm already kind of have my hands tied as it is. Other people can pretty much are free to think and do whatever they want with whatever religions they come from. But really, for the amount of tasks and good, positive things that Christians do for the world in particular, and them to be treated the way they are, I'm really not wanting to hold back. I'm really wanting to go ahead and just let it out and just tell people how it is, because I'm sick and tired of people not hearing it for a fact exactly the way things really are. So that's basically why I am doing this video. This video right here, not the other 6 ones that I just did before this or whatever. I mean this video right here in particular. I mean to make people aware in particular. If no matter any other kind of task I was trying to accomplish doing these YouTube videos, this video right here in particular, I'm trying to make people aware of the end days prophets and to go research them. Okay? So now the only other things that I want to talk about, so I'm going to review this. I'm going to take a couple of key things that I said on there. I'm going to write them down. I'm going to research it, and then I'll add that to another video. Maybe I'll exclude it instead of pasting them together. Like I said, I was going to connect this video with the last one. I might just do another video by itself with, if it's can be all out there on its own, independent video enough from these two that I have going right here. But these two right here go together. And now what I'm going to add here, I'm going to talk about demonic possessions, because I'm going to talk about that, and I'm going to talk about you selling your soul to the devil in particular, because I've been talking a little bit about this, and they put it in the movie Ghost Rider. I'm not talking about Ghost Rider 2, because I know nothing about that movie at all whatsoever, except that it's a sequel, continuation of the other movie. It's part 2 or whatever. So it connects in that sense to what we know from the first movie. And that's what I'm talking about now. The first movie, the Ghost Rider, he says that he sells his soul. So they've got people who watch that thinking that maybe it's cool to sell your soul. So I just wanted to tell people that it's real serious when you sell your soul. This is my opinion, and this is what I believe, and I believe it so much that I would swear on it, besides this and being confronted by other people or whatnot about it and trying to be argued with. But the devil takes almost complete control of anyone who is in Dutch of selling their soul to him. Hang on one second, please. Hello? No, no, sir. Sure. All right. Okay. Yep. All right. I'm sorry. I have to go. I have to go do something. I have to help with some groceries and some other stuff. But I just wanted to conclude that and tell people out here to not believe what you see in the movies. It's just like they'll take any depiction from any other story and anything else, and they'll make it for their own story, which I don't disagree with. I'm not saying I have a problem with that. I just want people to be aware of, if you sell your soul to go out here and be Kurt Cobain or be somebody else. I'm not saying that he did that actually, but if you say want to be famous or something and you sell your soul, the devil will take complete control of you, and you'll have no say or anything. So it's not even really like you get to enjoy the moment in time selling your soul like that. I really have to go, but the next video that I'm going to talk about Legion. He brought up Legion in that movie. I want to bring that demon up in particular. I'm going to do my own research on Legion, and I would like to do discuss him in a next video that I'll do, and then maybe I'll continue with that with demonic possessions. But I appreciate anybody watching and viewing this, and you can look this video up on my page. Thanks.